Rome's skyline is crowned with domes and bell towers, and among the more than 900 churches in the Eternal City, some of the most remarkable are not named after apostles, popes, or other male saints, but after women, whose stories still echo in stone and mosaic. One such place is a small chapel tucked into the narrow streets near Campo dei Fiori, the Church of Santa Brigida, dedicated to Bridget of Sweden. A mystic, pilgrim, and founder of the Brigittine order, Bridget was born and raised in Sweden. A mother of 8, she came to Rome as a widow in 1348 and made the city her spiritual home.
Rzym pojawił się dlatego, że w 1350 roku papież ogłosił rok święty.
Rome became significant because in 1350, the Pope declared the Holy Year. Bridget, who had traveled all over Europe and decided that she must also go to Rome for the Holy Year. Saint Bridget received many revelations from the Lord Jesus, and in one of these revelations, Jesus told her she was to go to Rome.
Że ma się udać do Rzymu.
The beautiful church rises on the site where she lived and died, transforming a medieval dwelling into a place of veneration.
No I ten dom jest związany z nami od...
The house has been connected with us since those times. The building has been rebuilt and adapted many times, yet there are still rooms where Saint Bridget traditionally lived.
Tradycyjnie mieszkała święta Brygida.
Sister Karin is one of 35 Brigittine sisters from around the world who serve this small church. Upstairs, in the rooms where St. Bridget once lived, her relics are preserved, including the rough wooden tabletop on which she made her final wish to die, choosing wood over a bed, and uniting her last moments to Christ's suffering on the wood of the cross. The Baroque chapel, meanwhile, is adorned with paintings depicting scenes from her life and St. Bridget's visions, revelations that urged reform in the difficult times of the medieval church and the Avignon papacy. Across the Tiber, in the labyrinthine heart of Trastevere, lies Santa Cecilia in Trastevere, dedicated to Saint Cecilia, patron saint of music, born and raised in a pagan family.
Who was Cecilia? Cecilia, she was a woman of noble origin. She was born in the region of Trastevere, and at the early stage of her life, she devoted herself to the Lord. She decided that she wanted to keep her virginity and she wanted to be a Christian. However, her family forced her to marry. She had to marry at an early stage of her life because that was something that generally was done, and she married a pagan. His name was Valerian.
Soon after, her husband also converted to the Christian faith. They lived only a short time because the emperor quickly discovered that they were Christians, and both were killed as martyrs for their faith. The present basilica rests atop what is believed to have been Cecilia's family home.
Cecilia died in terrible agony. It was found in a very curious position. She was lying on her side and her head was not visible. The only thing that was visible on her neck was the wound caused by the executioner.
In this church from the 5th century, one of the oldest in Rome, art and martyrdom intertwine, and Cecilia's silent testimony of unshakable faith still seems very much alive. Overshadowed by the monumental presence of St. Peter's Basilica, within the walls of Vatican City stands the Church of Sant'Anna dei Palafrenieri, built in the 16th century and dedicated to Saint Anne, the mother of the Virgin Mary, although she's not a very prominent figure in the Bible.
Perhaps the reason is that she is not mentioned in the Gospels. Anne and Joachim are referred to only in the Proto-Evangelium of James. And yet, this small church, which in ancient times was dedicated to Saint Anne, has certainly remained an important symbol in history.
Sant'Anna dei Palafrenieri is also the only parish church of the Vatican City state, the smallest country in the world.
It is, so to speak, a parish without ordinary parishioners, because the faithful here are all in a unique situation, living within the Vatican. Only a few families remain, along with the gendarmes and the Swiss guards, who each have their own chaplain and their own services, so there isn't the same kind of activity you would find in other parishes in Italy. Here, it is more of a matter of pastoral service, administering the sacraments, and celebrating the Eucharist. For all the employees and the sisters who need specific times in order to take part in the Eucharist.
Pope Leo XIV paid his first official visit to St. Anne's Church on September the 22nd. It was a moment of particular emotion, as since 1929, the year of the foundation of Vatican City, the Church has been entrusted to the Fathers of the Order of St. Augustine, the confreres of the new Pope. Santa Brigida, Santa Cecilia in Trastevere, and Sant'Anna dei Palafrenieri, the three churches named after three renowned women, trace a map of feminine sanctity across Rome. Bridget the Reformer, Cecilia the Martyr, and Anne the Matriarch each represent a different model of holiness, yet all of them remain a profound inspiration for women today and for generations to come.